So I need to go on my computer hidden icons
For what?
to recording.
I think below chat window
No,
there
no,
is
it should
record
not
button.
actually. Yeah, below chat window there is a record button. You can click on it. Okay, guys. So I also started the recording. Now quickly start with the process. And we are continuing from same yesterday we left. So we have the options available on this EC2 dashboard. Where we are proceeding today, we'll create some instance and we'll do the lab practice,
Dave,
which is like, yeah,
one
decide by content. Yeah, go ahead.
small request. You can cover less
Yeah.
topics today. That will be good for us because we'll just go
Sorry?
through that. If you can cover less topics,
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't worry, don't worry. Yeah.
Tomorrow we'll be good to pick up the things.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. That's fine. Thank you. All right, guys. So this is the EC2, and once you I also requested you all yesterday. Please create your free tier account on AWS. If not, please do it today after end of the session, so that tomorrow you should have your AWS account surely. Okay. Now I hope my screen is visible for everyone. Okay.
Yes.
Right now. I have explained yesterday what is the mean of quick start AMI and my AMI AWS marketplace and community and free tier only. So I hope this is clear. And let me just quickly go through. These are the tabs available at left hand. Then we'll touch with the process of creation EC2 instance. So very first, guys, there are reason available, which we understand during the first session. That was like US East, North Virginia, and Ohio, right? North California, Oregon. So these are the country-based reason they have created for us. So if I'm going to deal the customer, which is from US, then based on geolocation nearest, I will choose the this availability of reason. Then I will start creation of server. This will always help us, guys, to less latency and give you the good performance in terms of, like, I'm accessing server from US to Singapore and Singapore to US, so it will be high latency always. But if the user is coming from the US, North California, and server also hosted in North California, then latency will be good and performance will be much better. And this is also part of kind of best practices. You can select the right reason for you. That will be really going to solve 90% of like the latency problems in terms of performance when we'll talk about. So we are just going with the default. That is North Virginia. That is fine. We are not going to be touch any live user, so it's fine for us. So there is a dashboard, guys. On top of it, just keep in mind this dashboard will always give you help daily, in terms of your billing purpose also. Okay. So always remember your running instance should be 0 before leaving the session in your personal account, I'm telling you. And dedicated host should be 0, elastic IP 0, snapshot 0, load balancer 0, volume 0, key pair is fine, and placement group is fine, security group is fine. Okay. So these 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 6 things should be 0 before leaving the session in your account. So that means you are only utilizing the service of free tier. If you will leave the server running, that is not going to harm immediately, but it will just kill your kind of the free tier balance, and after that it will be start charging you. Okay, so just keep in mind before leaving. And I'll also do it like what exactly needs to prefer today end of the session, because I'm going to create some resource today.
Yeah. Is
So
it
once
fine
you click on, yeah, go ahead, please. Sorry.
Is it fine we can shut down, or we need to terminate the instance?
Better will be terminate, because
Okay.
Again next day it will not take more than 3 minutes to create the resource again with the same process, and it will give you the practice itself. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, super. Right, now once you click on event, so event is a very nice window, because as I mentioned yesterday, there are like several racks which is running in data center, and each data center we have multiple customers running on each rack. So AWS also require a maintenance of those racks to giving us the best performance. So how AWS is doing, as I mentioned yesterday, they sending each customer email if our server is part of the maintenance window, then they will give us a like email, and during email you can able to see that there are instance ID and there are timing of like the going to be reboot or going to be shut down during the maintenance. So AWS always giving us guys at least 15 days of buffer. Within 15 days you can able to plan or discuss with your management. If it is a production server, then take window downtime of any Sunday or like office hours, and you can do before 15 days anytime it suits your business. Do shutdown and start simply. Your instance will be out of the maintenance window immediately, and that process will be done automatically in background. We don't have to do anything, just simple do start or start, stop or start, that's it. Okay, so this time I don't have any notification, but keep like this event notification always getting with the root account email also, so that they can able to notify you in case that is not available. Like some companies are disabling the root account, they are not going to share with anyone. So in that case, we always preferring being an administrator or like management of AWS servers for a company. We always preferring this event window. This will give you very nice picture what exactly going on with our account, and if any server requires of a kind of maintenance window, then we'll just go through with the process from here. Then there are tags available, guys. Tags will be a process of your like kind of identification. Okay, this is very good practice. Even if I'm dealing with any like POC environment, if I'm dealing with any lab environment, if I'm dealing with production or QA or UAT, anyone, just try to give the proper naming convention. And naming convention, based on that, it is also required to filtration of your instances between, like, you have thousands of instances running, then how can I going to like 500 instance I want to take shutdown with the script available, or Ansible, through Ansible I want to call something, then tagging will be there to just filtration and like differentiate the instances available in a bulk in AWS. So we always preferring this. Next you have here your that will be, one second, yeah, limit. So limit is also, guys, very nice option AWS has given us. Why it is? Because being a like startup account or being a corporate account, there are chances, planetary chances of like hacking the account. Okay, so if you are losing some keys or if you are losing some password, anyone can able to access our account, and after that they can able to spin up the bigger instances also. Bigger instances means, if let's say if my account is only free tier, I have 750 hours, but I'm not eligible to create these C3 dedicated hosts. See this, these are the instances available. So if I want to be work with it, I have to select this, and after that I have to request to limit increase, then only I can able to see this resource is usable for me. Okay, and by default every service, every resource has a limitation. Why it is? Because some certain of level after that you should get a limit error or limit notification if someone hacked your also account. Maybe he spin up like 200 plus account in a night. So at least before the reaching out limit, you can able to get to know something happened fishy with my account, so that you can able to raise a request or just block the request at same time. So just kind of that purpose also, and for costing purpose also, you can able to manage these things. Instance is something window when we'll create a server. So guys, whatever the compute resource we're going to create here, that will be comes under your launch instance. And instance is equal to your VM, virtual machine, like similar, we can call it as a compute resources. Instance type you have, that will be again, like, you know, what server we going to create, like T2 medium, like A1 medium, these are the new generation they have launched, which we can able to filter out from here, and which we can able to understand what exactly going on with the availability of the resources. So let's say if your developer or if your management team, if your new customer is asking something instance type which is not available, you can able to go here and you can able to search it out according to that and provide the information to your like the available of customers. So based on that, we can take decision and approval, start utilizing of particular resources according to that. Okay, I'll go through a little bit later. Let me quickly create the instance. Guys, one thing, is the meeting ID same, right? Or any trouble with joining while you did today?
No.
No.
I'm not sure because
No.
Amit is saying like he's getting some invalid error. Okay, that's fine. Let's continue.
Yeah,
Right.
I joined with the phone, Dev. Sorry, I don't know, something went wrong with my laptop maybe, but I'm good now. I'm listening to you very carefully.
No issues, Amit. Thank you so much. Are you able to see screen as well?
Yes.
That's fine. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Right. So guys, I'm creating first that Ubuntu. Okay, that will be kind of quicker and the best practical, I would say. If we'll go with Windows also, I mean, the next session, that's fine. So, but we are starting just with the basic understanding so that we can able to understand how the instance is launching first, then how we are connecting first. Then there are parameters also how we are going to define that we can able to see just now. So I'm selecting this Ubuntu 18 LTS, that is fine. Select. And then always remember guys, there are different types of generations available, which we are looking for in a real time actually. Okay, but this time we always preferring this free tier eligible, which will be comes in green, and that will be going to be help out with process of utilizing of like, you know, we have 750 hours and we are not going to be charged extra too, just making sure. Okay, else just go through with the process. If we'll see, I think last one, I just want to show you guys there are a number of instances available according to the utilization, according to the requirement. We can able to go through and just select the appropriate resource for us and we can able to utilize it. But if you see here the filter available, there are current generation and the all generation. If I'm going with all generation, you can see one more free eligible available, but that will be T1 micro and it is coming with one CPU, 0.613 MB. This is very less, I think, right? And very low performance. But again, AWS also giving us the chance where you can able to use the free tier T2 micro as well. One CPU, 1 GB. 1 GB is enough to, you know, start using with Windows or start using with Linux, anyone. Right. So I'm going to create configuration. Now we are providing the details. Okay. So this one is option you guys available. If you I want to create like same T2 micro, same Ubuntu, same configuration, I can able to use it. But this is really not a right practice. Always go with the launch into auto scaling group. That will be more advanced in our next action kind of session, so that you guys can able to understand what exactly the auto scaling. But this time just going with the one, which is the kind of single instance best practice. Okay, then you have here your VPC. VPC is something, guys, the boundary of network, okay, which we are going to create. This time we are not creating any customized network because AWS always provided us that is the by default created VPC. And make sure we are not going to delete the by default VPC just for our process or in real time also. We're going to create a VPC which will be our customized level and our IP addressing there. And we can decide there which server should be exposed to public, which server should not be exposed to public, so that you can keep it your database and your app server and your critical server into the private subnet, and your exposed like your web server, front-end server, they are going to serve the traffic from user, so that will be part of your public subnet. Okay, so I'm not going to change anything here, just by default I'm going with it. We are not looking this time higher availability and all, just simple, I'm just creating one machine of Linux, that's it. Okay, so yes, I need public IP. I'm just, I'll give you guys idea what exactly these are, but this time I'm going to use the public IP, which is simple dynamic IP, right? That the public IP by default I'm going to get. There is one more elastic IP. Once I'll create another machine, I'll go through what exactly this is. Okay. Placement group we don't need. It is something, guys, when we require an instance of part of your, like I would say you are going to create one group. Okay, so like you have one your dev group, one your operation group, one your application group. So you can create a multiple group and create the instance and add the particular group in existing. So that will be going to help you guys to like connectivity better between instances. It is not going to give a kind of bigger difference if I'm not going with grouping, but exactly this will give you the local latency within the AWS. So that will give you the good performance during the connectivity local itself. We are not going to create this time because we are just creating one instance. So we are good with without group also. So there is a capacity reservation. Capacity reservation is something that you have very good option available where you can reserve your capacity between between AWS in specific availability zone, right? Availability zone means like you have option available where you can define your capacity reservation. Let me give you what exactly the window. And also please just note down one thing. If there are chances of additional charges apply, additional charges, that means if you're going to use this service or enable this service, you have to pay some little bit extra charges. For our lab practice, we can able to understand what exactly these are, but really we don't have to create this, why it is required, because of whenever we'll deal with the real time and production customers, then we have to work all these things. So just to understanding purpose, I'm just telling you, okay? So let me click on this and we'll go through what exactly this is, the capacity. Okay, so capacity is something, guys, you can select your instance type. Very first, it is, I believe, not going to apply for our T2 micro, okay, because we already in a the free tier, so it should be fine. You can able to select your reason, whichever you are looking for currently. Then tenancy. Tenancy is something, guys, I think someone also asked yesterday the question, right? If there is a rack and background of data center, then there is a one customer only, or it's a shared. So definitely there are both options available. If I'm working with a bank, or if I'm working with some security agencies, then I should be fine to get a dedicated this one. That means in that particular rack, no other customer is going to create their instance. AWS is going to give you the entire rack, and that will be, there will be extra charges according to that. So there will be kind of high security, which we can able to work with that. Then define your quantity, what exactly you are looking for, current limit. You can set a limit and reservation capacity according to your utilization. Okay, this is something you are telling AWS, hey, T1 micro, and in this I want to have dedicated, quantity will be 1, and you are just giving the details according to that. And after that, specific time after that, it will be automatically expired, right? Or if you go with the manually, then reservation is not going to end. You have to do it by end of yourself. Okay, instance eligibility is something called you can define a criteria with the will be your the kind of availability zone. Like let's say if I'm going to use only US East 1A, if I'm using 1B, then this criteria is not going to be matched. I'm not be able to use the capacity reason according to that. If you create, then only it will be going to give you the option create capacity there, which we are getting here. So I'm not going to create, I'm just explaining what exactly these are. Another we have, guys, there is a IAM role. IAM role, I'm not going to discuss this time to just avoid the confusion. What exactly this is and why it is required, we have a separate chapter. I'll discuss there what exactly and why it is available. Shutdown behavior is something that should be stopped always. If you select the terminate, that means if you click on right instance and doing the shutdown, it will be terminate. Terminate is something you are going to destroy everything in AWS, whatever the instance, that there is no, if there is no backup, then there is no option available to resume your instance after that. So better will be just keep it as a stop. Hibernate behavior is something called like your instance, right? Where you can say your content, right? Hibernate is something, guys, let me tell you what exactly this is. Kind of extra cache, right, in your instance. Means let's say there are some names or some searching software running in your laptop or in your instance, you are going to shut down, so they will keep something in your cache, so that will help always to boot up your instance kind of faster whenever you are going to be enable this in additional stop behavior before starting the instance. But again, this is chargeable, so based on requirement we can able to manage. Protect against accidental, that should be there for production, so we can able to do it with free of cost without anything. Yes, monitoring is something, guys, you have a CloudWatch which is by default giving the monitoring free of cost. You don't have to do anything, but there are a lot of time when we are dealing with the production customer, they asking to provide us data in seconds also of your CPU, of your hard drive, and plus your application logs itself. Because in nowadays CloudWatch is more customized, so that you have option, you can customize as much as possible to get your application logs as well, apart from the infrastructure, which is by default. So if you enable this, you can able to have the monitoring into the seconds as well. If you are not going to enable, then 5 minutes is the threshold by default, which is free of cost. So we are not going to enable. I'm just telling the option because additional charges is there, so you can just go through. Okay. Again, the tenancy, guys, similar, which we just discussed, the dedicated rack for you, or you want to go with shared. So always go with the shared. That is fine until unless it's a requirement specific from the customer, then we can able to see this and provide the additional charges to the management, then get the approval and start utilizing according to that. Okay. Elastic interface is something called where you have option. It is attached with your deep learning interfaces, like something where you have your the artificial intelligence, right? Software is running inside that, so that it is going to give you the instance type information fraction and the kind of extra graphical unit CPU will be there, right? Which you can able to enable here. And after that, it will give you the elastic interface for your services which you're running inside the server. Okay, this is something I also haven't tried, but again, it's a part of additional charging applies. So just I would also request you guys, once you do the things on your account, just click on each step, and that will give you the kind of more understanding about what exactly this is and why it is required, because that is always going to be help you in an interview question also, what exactly the options available and how we can able to work it out. Okay. T2 and T3 and unlimited is something called a CPU we are getting, which is because a lot of time it is happening, and it is only applicable, guys, for a T series instance, because we are using T2 micro here. So that is why we got this option. Again, additional chargeable, but this is very good option available. You can enable this, and after that, if your CPU is bustable, something called after 100%, your CPU is not able to respond and your services can be destroyed, right? And user can be able to feel the stuck situation. So in that case, you have good option available. You can enable this, and extra CPU you can able to get from the credit itself. There are a little bit extra charges, but it will save your resources for some time, and meanwhile you can able to have your another instance with the help of auto scaling and all. You can able to work it out. Okay. File system is something, guys, it's a elastic file storage, which is actually separate service also, and AWS also now enable this option from here. If let's say you have around 10 instances available and you want to share some data between all 10 instances, so I have a good option available. I can create a new file system from here, and I can able to get the endpoint link, and that centralized hard drive will be going to share with your each 10 instances, and they can able to share the data each other. So this is something shortcut they have given here, which we can able to utilize it. Okay. Metadata is accessible, definitely that is required. This is something called, guys, metadata is about your inside into instance information, like your IP addressing, like your CPU core and your hardware information, which you can able to enable. And after that, your APIs or you are requesting inside the instance, that is going to be just accessible. So that should be enabled always. User data we are not going to use this time. I'll use this next time, like what exactly is scripting something, because in your Windows instance also you can see there are some startup script available, like startup services. Means whenever my instance startup, like I want to be install LAMP, I want to install Apache, I want to install SQL Server 2012, right? Based on that, I can able to give the right script here, and that script is going to be performed for me without entering in the instance before startup. It will be complete the process, and then I can able to save the time according to that. This is something basic automation you can use through the user data. Next, you have the storage, guys. Storage is something 8 GB by default you are getting, but till 30 GB is free, which is part of your free eligible, because Windows require minimum of the 30 GB. There should be, either your Windows instance will not be able to work. But we are good with 8 GB because Linux is super, so that you can able to work it out. If you require more hard drive, you can able to add from here either 100 or either 200 GB. So your more hard drive additional can be added from here itself. And after that, you have another option available. You can encrypt and you can decrypt your data inside that. Okay. Generally, we have option, you can encrypt the data so that if anyone can able to access your hard drive or able to access your instance, this is totally encrypted format so that hacking chances will be less there. Okay, you have good options available. We always preferring this for a real-time customers. Okay. Next, I want to give the tag here, so I can give here tag will be something testing lab. Okay. Then configure security group. I can give a name here again, guys. So always deal with the naming convention very clear so that it is good for you, it is good for your colleague, it is good for your company also. You can do the audit in real time. Now you can see by default it is it detected actually it's a Linux operating system. So port 22 is available required. What is port 22? Port 22 is guys something which is I want to be do the SSH on machine. Okay, so it is required, but again it is giving the warning also, very important to just see this because it's allowed 000 for all over the world and that can be hacked easily. So I should be able to use my IP here to avoid the security. See, there is a remove automatically. And I need more ports also because I want to do something with my instance. So I can go with HTTP and port 80, yes. Port 80 website should be accessible 00, that is fine. See, there is no warning itself 00 now. Review and launch. Now I can create a key. Guy, I mentioned there is a key here which will be PAM based authentication. So I'm downloading one key here. That will be your, I just giving the name lab. Download the key pair. This key pair, guys, we require while we going to create the instance from like accessing the instance from my laptop. Okay. Let me change the name, guys. I think it's already have a name. Okay, no issues. I have, so I can able to use it. Right. So let's click on now. You got the instance ID. Your machine is about to create it. Right now, you can copy the IP address. This will be, and this will be also right. So you can either use the DNS name, either use the public IP. That's it. Similar. Now go to terminal, and I'm going to my location. From Windows, guys, if you are accessing the Linux machine, then there is a PuTTY software required. I'll guide you tomorrow how to download and how to convert this PAM to PPK. There are basic process which we'll go through tomorrow. So that can be also done. Okay, but right now I'm using Mac, so it is a little bit just a basic difference. Chmod. So I have to change the permission actually for this key. Just a moment, I have duplicate keys actually, so I have to remove first. One moment. All right, we are good now. Actually, I'm just changing permission, guys, to access my machine, else this file will be get open. So I want to just give the proper permission to access my machine. SSH-I. Right, so let me copy the name. And as this is the Ubuntu instance, so I should be use a username will be Ubuntu. And rest, there is a one more option, guys. Once you click on connect, so this will give you the complete information about accessing. See, so this will be from your SSH-I lab PAM This is the command they have given. And OpenSSH Connect, find out using putty, that is also available. So you can able to see this process from Windows machine. Okay. So once you click here, you can able to see the complete flow, how we are doing. All right. Yes. So first time it will ask you to add permanently actually. See, now I am in my instance. This will be cool. This one. So if you do this very first sudo, because I need admin access, so I will say sudo su. That's it. Now I got the root access. Now guys, it's a totally similar to your laptop, right? Whether Windows, whether Linux, there is no difference. Up to you, right? How you start with the process. There are few basic commands which we always referring in a Linux space. Okay. So very first, I want to do the update, app-get update. Same thing as you have to apply for your Windows also. Update should be there. Just make sure so that after that, if you're going to install any plugin, that will be done easily. Okay, update is done. App-get install STT install Apache. Okay, Apache 2. I think this should be fine. So guys, what I'm doing now, I'm installing that Apache for basic website creation. Same thing if you do with Windows, then there is a IIS you can able to install through the feature of the Windows. Okay. Cool, that is done. Now my Apache is installed, so I should be able to access the web page basically. Okay, because I already exposed this on HTTP, right? So see that Apache page is working fine. From basic understanding, just a page. After that, this will also give you guys, there is a where www html index.html. If you replace this file, you can able to create your own page inside that, right? I want to do some real-time website. I want to make some real-time code. Then you can able to go with it, and after that, update here, and that will be fine, right? Like if you go here, let me clear the screen, so that will be cd where www then html. ls will be showing the like the listing of directory. So vi index.html. This one I want to change actually, just to show you guys. So let me delete everything inside. So you can just give your customized text, whatever you are looking for, and that will be give you the kind of basic understanding of creation of website, right? So this time guys, if I will block the access from HTTPS or HTTP from my security group, after that I may not be able to access this machine. Okay. One sec. Oh, that is taking too much time. So one sec. Let me go back. And RM, I'm just removing this and I'll place one more, which is basic one index.html, just to giving understanding. Okay. This is testing website. Okay, simple. WQ and save. Okay, I want to just quit and save this page. Now, service restart Apache 2. I want to restart the service just to apply the changes which I did from the page itself. Same thing with Windows also, we have to reboot the, restart the service. Okay, now it is restarted. So we'll go back and reload this page. Yeah, this will give me, this is a testing website. So just kind of basic understanding, right? It's up to you how you are going to deal and what code you have, what page you have. If you see in Google also, there are several pages available of index.html, which we can able to use it. Okay, Sanghamitra, font. Sorry, I haven't checked first. No issues. Sanghamitra, I'll check the option, right? What exactly that will be for increasing font? There should be in shell. I have to check actually, right? But recording is there, so just help me to go through with that, and so that if tomorrow we'll meet again, guys, you should have your account and at least basic, because you know EC2 we're going to create again and again. So this will process always require, and this Linux basic understanding also coming again and again for creation of server and increasing load or auto scaling practical, or your load balancer will be there. There are several things will coming in time, and like let's say DevOps, practical also Jenkins installation. These will be done on Linux, so that will be more helpful if you guys go through with these basic process first. Okay. Guys, I know like whoever is facing just first time, so there will be a lot of question, but please let me know and go through with one process. I'm not going to like give more extra things today, and so that we'll continue tomorrow, and that will be helpful for new joiners as well. Please let me know. Swati, Amit, Sanghamitra, and Revati, all fine?
Yes, Dev, no problem. Dev, one quick question, please.
Yeah, please.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead. Amit,
So,
go ahead.
Then we're gonna add the volume to the instances as well.
Yeah, we'll do definitely.
Oh, okay. Just later on, maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Later on we'll do. Yeah, we have separate chapter of storage, so we'll do there in Windows and Linux both, and we'll see the troubleshooting steps also.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Yeah, someone say something. Sorry. Hello.
No, Dev, we are good.
Okay, sure.
Dave,
Yeah.
can I have some half an hour time before we start our session tomorrow?
Means tomorrow you asking, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure. We'll do.
So what time? Like you want us to send an invite or something? Me and Swati.
No. I think that is fine. We'll use the same link. Okay. And can you do one thing? Just update to Srinivas or like whoever is your spokesperson there in Magnus. Okay. So that he can update in group, and we'll plan accordingly tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. The timing.
All right.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Timing
yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead, Revati.
Timing, what?
What time you want us to join?
No, timing is similar. Just half an hour before. That's it. Whichever time we are doing, just half an hour before, so that I can start early, half an hour, and you guys can come and join. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dev.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thank you so much for your time today. We are just wrapping up today, and just go through with the recording. I'll try to upload. Okay, I think you guys also have recording, so that's fine.
No, we need for today, because I don't see the option to record.
Okay, no issues. I'll do it. Okay.
Yeah. Today we don't see the option here to record it. Session being recorded.
No,
I think they have to send it. Okay.
I think you all guys have access. Okay. And Amit, you also have access now. That recording.
No, Dev. I can see here that this session is being recorded, but I don't see there is an option that I can record from my side.
I think
Yeah.
no, that's fine. I mean, okay.
Where
Amit,
exactly?
can you
Where-
ping your email ID to me?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah. So guys, don't worry. I am uploading on Google Drive, and I'll give you all access. Okay. And please, one more time, that Revati, Sanghamitra, and Swati, Amit, guys, please ping your email ID into the chat window. I'll pick it from there, and I'll give again. Make sure everyone has access on that Google Drive. Okay.
Yeah, Dev, already I got the access. Yesterday only I got the access.
Superb.
I can access
Sure.
the Google Drive.
Cool. So whoever doesn't have, please ping me your email ID. I'll make sure again add it.
Okay.
All right, guys. Bye bye. Thank you so much for your time. Let's catch you tomorrow with the round, so that will be helpful for coming session. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dev.
Okay. Bye bye. Thanks.
Bye bye.